These highlights from the Probate podcast will help you navigate life transitions like a pro. From senior living to estate planning to probate, you'll learn incredibly useful tips. Be sure to like and subscribe to hear more from Sherry Lund and her expert guests.
Talk a little bit about litigation. That's a word not many people understand what that means, and you obviously are very good at that.
I would say the majority of my cases now are litigation cases involving probate. It occurs, when there's some sort of contest or there's someone contesting the will or beneficiaries aren't getting along. Whenever there's some sort of court fight, that's where we go into litigation. And it's a drawn out process, can be very emotional, takes a lot of time, can be very costly. So I do a lot of this, and I always try to see if there's a way that we can come to an agreement prior to drawing out these battles in court. Sometimes it's unfortunate, but we have to talk about like family, intimate matters and everything in court, which people may not necessarily want to reveal in public records. So I believe in conflict resolution, and I do try to partake a lot in that with my clients. I'm very candid and open, and I let them know this is what you might be looking at to spend in attorney's fees, and this is what you're paying if we come to an agreement. Litigation, again, hopefully it's not ever a case where people find themselves into, but it can be a very emotional and just conflict all around.
Yeah. And really, when I was taking the course and thinking about probate itself is a good thing, I think. It's
Yeah.
transferring ownership from one person to another. It's making things all nice and tidy. I think one of the reasons, couple reasons people don't like probate. One is we're talking about people that have died and we don't want to think about us dying. And so that's a whole thing. But also it's this contested thing when people are arguing and they're drawing out. And of course, legal fees are expensive. There's court fees every time too. And it does add up. That's why the main reason why I think people want to avoid probate. And that's one of the reasons why I created the podcast was if we could start to educate people, get the conversation going, get the terminology more familiar, maybe more people will start to plan ahead so that we can have less probate. That would be a good goal. What are some common things that you see people arguing about in court?
Mainly when it comes to probate, a lot of real estate issues. There's been that one child of the decedent who's been taking care of the property the whole time, paying
Right.
property taxes. All of a sudden, mom dies, and now the siblings are coming after their share of the property, and they turn around and say, "Wait a minute, that's not fair. I've been taking care of mom, been taking care of the property." It's a
Yeah.
issue. We call it partition in Florida, where you have a right to be able to divide and order a judicial sale of the property if the beneficiaries aren't getting along, or negotiate a buyout by one of the beneficiaries. Those are common issues. I see a lot of undue influence in Florida. So situations where maybe one of the parents was coerced by one of the children to draft a will, leaving them a majority share, situations like that.
It's hard to prove those things, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Very hard.
Okay, great.
To catch the full episode and explore more resources from the Probate podcast, check the links in the description and be sure to subscribe for more tips each week.